Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy, Big E Short in his man room once again. Um, Coming to you with a new episode with our special guest host, Les Miller.
Yes, sir. I'm here in the house.
And we have another Brooklyn legend, somebody who has put a lot of time on the hardwood. And we just want to stop all the banter and just get to the nuts and bolts of everything and introduce Keith Williams to the show.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
How you doing, Keith? Why don't you
Oh,
tell
so well.
everybody about yourself, bro?
Oh, well, another one of these Brooklyn guys that grew up in Brooklyn and played in a lot of summer leagues. Went to junior high school 57 in Bedford-Stuyvesant, where I met the person that taught me how to play, a gentleman by the name of Barney Davis, who happened to be my gym teacher at the time.
Mm,
He introduced me to the game at
okay.
the age of 14. Didn't know nothing about playing basketball at that time. And I used to go to his practices all the time, but I would never go to a game. And one day he asked me, why don't you come to the games?
Mhm.
First of all, I used to commute between New York and South Carolina as I was growing up. I spent my whole entire summers in South Carolina as a kid and only came back to go to school in the wintertime. So I didn't know how to get around New York City. Didn't know how to take the train, especially at that age. Anyway, make a long story short, he taught me how to play. I would go. Eventually, he decided to get one of those team passes where all the teams can be together and get on the train together with this green pass. And that's how I started going to games. Then from there, he signed us up to go to Thomas Jefferson High School because they had a college discovery program, and we were all in advanced junior high school classes. So he put us in that program. And a lot of us went to Jeff. So did I. Tried out for the team. Got cut my JV year because I was still trying to learn how to play.
Mm-hmm.
And played with Barney during the summer times. And we would play up in Manhattan because Brooklyn, USA used to run everything in Brooklyn other than Gill or Vanguard. But then Brooklyn, USA, because of their reputation, we went uptown. And I played in Citywide in Manhattan. And then I played in the Whitney M. Young up in Manhattan. And from there, I got better, came back to school. I thought I could make the team, got cut again. Didn't give up, continued playing in the summer leagues, played against all you guys, all Americans and all city guys, and Earl Fullers and all you guys. You guys taught me how to play and how to win. It's one thing to learn how to play, but another thing to learn how to win. And from that, I got somebody to notice me and give me an opportunity to go to college on a full ride. And that was a junior college in California. The guy that gave me the opportunity was Rodney Parker.
Okay.
Cha-ching.
You know what I mean?
Cha-ching is right. Yeah.
Rodney Parker was having a Nike tryout thing at St. John's Rec with Lester Roberts. Jeff Thomas was all city at the time. They put me on a team with him. We ran through it, but Jeff was already going to the University of Georgia. I was an unknown. So after Jefferson, I didn't graduate on time, so I went to a prep school. Barney again put me in a prep school at Lower East Side Prep in Manhattan.
Okay.
At the time, Phil Seymour and your brother Eric Short was there a year prior to me going there. So once they left, I came in and played 1 year. Rodney Parker had these coaches calling me from California. And I'm like, whoa, I don't even play high school ball. Who want me?
Yeah.
Lo and behold, when he saw me play again at the Nike tournament for the tryout for seniors, I turned it out. I was dropping like 30 a game, getting like 15 assists, and he had people calling me left and right. So one school called me by San Antonio, which had the direct connection to UNLV, which is where Sidney Green was at, which is one of my high school buddies.
Mm.
And I considered going there, and I had already agreed to go. But then I got a phone call from Eddie Roberson. Y'all know who Eddie Roberson is, right?
Yeah, I know Eddie.
Yep.
Okay. Ed was at Riverside with Nigel Lord.
That's right.
Mhm.
Okay. So he called me personally. I had never met him before.
Right.
He was talking to me about coming to Riverside. Next thing I know, I said, I think about it, I already committed to another school. But then the coach from Riverside called me. Guy by the name of Dave Waxman, former UCLA player in 1965.
Yeah, I know
He's
what
the
that
head
is.
coach. You know who that is?
Yeah, I know
He's
he
head
is.
coach at Riverside. He's calling me, telling me whatever Mount San Antonio offered me, he will match it. Now, I've heard of Riverside. I never heard of Mount San Antonio.
Mhm.
I know Nige is at Riverside.
Right.
I know Ed is at Riverside. I'm
Right.
going to Riverside.
Right.
Ended up
Mhm.
going to Riverside when we went to work. We had articles in the paper talking about us having a connection with New York, the A train to LA. They had these articles and stuff. And then I'm like a deer in headlights, like,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
I'm a nobody getting all this pot, and I'm in the papers and all this, and I'm like, wow. Anyway, make a long story short, it was a phenomenal experience.
Mhm.
I left Riverside because I was engaged to be married to a young lady in Brooklyn. I did my 2 years there, but I didn't wait around for coaches to contact me to invite me to their schools. And lo and behold, it came back to me after the fact that people were looking for me. Coaches were looking for me. Nigel and Steve Manning, who happened to be at Riverside with us as well, he went to USIU in San Diego.
hmm
The coach was looking for me as well. Nigel ended up there. Our starting team for Riverside was me, Nigel in the backcourt, Eddie Roberson's the center, Steve Manning was the small forward, and we had this white boy, an All-American 6'7" guy that ended up going to South Florida, was our other forward. We ran through this. We was ranked number 4. I mean, in the state of California, they had over 3,000 colleges.
Yeah, and just so that people know, Keith,
Mm.
California has their own independent junior college system, which is as powerful as every conference in America, other states. And it has funded a lot of guys opportunities because it was absolute system. It was great. It's great. It is great.
Yes.
So, but go ahead. I just want to let people know.
We had nothing but Division I coaches in the stands from all the schools all over the country. As the first team All-American, junior college All-American, Steve's an all-city guy coming out of New York. Now I'm just killing everybody, and I'm beating these guys. All right? I'm getting these guys the ball. We had 6 guys on that team that averaged double figures.
Mm.
Three of them was averaging over 20. One guy was averaging 16. I was averaging 11, and a 6 man was averaging 10. We were running through that.
Wow.
But
and what year was? And what years? What 2 years was that?
That was 79, 80, 80, 81. We were such a powerhouse, but there was another team that was more of a powerhouse than us. They were called Saddleback. Okay, it's called Saddleback Gauchos. It's just a coincidence that we were called Riverside. And I'm thinking,
right. And the Gauchos.
I know.
That was such a coincidence, right?
Yeah.
But they had this guy, the center. I think his name is Willie McGee. Maybe not Willie McGee, but I know his last name was McGee. He's about a 6'9".
A big guy. Yeah. Uh-huh.
He's 6'9", about 250. Yo, could jump to the moon. He intimidated Ed. And I shouldn't say intimidated Ed, because Ed was doing his thing too, but this guy was just so impressive that people were in awe of him. Okay? We had to beat them, but we lost to them. All right? And they went on. But we also played against the center that went to UCLA, was the 7'4" guy that played for Utah? Mark Eaton.
Yeah, Mark Eaton.
Mark
Yeah.
Eaton.
May he
Mark-
rest in peace. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I know he passed.
Yeah.
Mark Eaton played for a school called Cypress.
Mhm.
They had maybe 12 white boys, right? They came in our gym. At least 5 of them had to duck their head down and get through the door.
What?
Okay? I'm like, I've never seen that like this in my life.
Yeah.
7'4", 7'1", 6'11", 6'9". The backcourt was 6'5" and 6'7". Like, and we gotta play these guys? They never let the ball touch the floor. The ball was passed around at least 7, 8 times before anybody attempted a shot. You know we don't play defense that long.
Right. Not patient enough.
What? They whipped our butt on our court in front of our crowd, and I learned a big lesson in that one. I got to work on my stamina playing defense longer.
Yeah.
But that was a great experience. And then after that ended, I came back to New York, and I was gonna sit out a year, and I decided to go up to Brooklyn College because I was being also recruited by Marist.
Okay.
I came home. I took a trip to Marist in Poughkeepsie, New York, to visit their campus. I wasn't feeling that living in a dorm stuff.
Right.
I was living in an off-campus apartment in California.
Right.
Like, and then all these white boys, I ain't used to be like stuff like that. But I'm not prejudiced or nothing, but it was just too confining for me. And I kind of passed on that. And so I said, I was gonna take a class at Brooklyn College just to stay eligible. So so when I returned back to California, I could play right away. I go to Brooklyn College. I go in the gym just to work out with some of the guys. The assistant coach happened to be in there. His name was Mike Eisenberg, rest in peace. He passed away. He also became the head coach at Francis Lewis High School for the girls. They went to the championship maybe several times.
Right.
But anyway, so he saw me, and I think I kind of blessed. It was after we finished playing in Nero. We just won the chip. I'm feeling good right now. I just got the MVP of the league. Now I go to Brooklyn College. I know Charlie came with me, Wickfall, but he had to sit out a year. So I go in the gym, me and Charlie, we playing ball, and I'm giving them, I'm just doing what I do. Okay. Mike Eisenberg, he was like, I got to recruit. I recruited this guy, I'm bringing him in. I'm like, wait, when did this happen? I just showed him 10 class. Talking about. Lo and behold, he introduced me to Reiner. They registered me in school, got me full 12 credits, to stay eligible, whatever. And then Reiner brought me in the office and started, like, I ain't gonna use the word beg, but convincing me to stay.
Yeah.
And I said, if I decide to stay, I'm gonna wait out a year because you guys are gonna turn Division I the next year.
Okay.
He said, no, I need you to play now. I need you to play now. I want you to play now. He just wouldn't let me not play. And I'm like, okay, I'll play. And that's the year I played, and we whooped Staten Island's butt twice rather. And they were ranked number 1 in the country.
Wow.
And we advanced in the NCAAs because we beat them.
Right.
And then there's articles out now. As a matter of fact, somebody just sent me something today with the whole induction ceremony that was taped on WPIX Channel 11.
Okay.
And it talks about the run that we had and everything. And I'll forward you guys if you guys.
Man, please. Yeah, send that to me. I'd love to watch that. Yeah, definitely.
I think I put it on Facebook already. If you go on Facebook, you guys are friends of mine, so you'll get it. And you'll see, just click on the article. You'll see the picture of the team, but it's an article. Click on the website at the bottom and you get the full article.
Okay.
And then within the article, you'll get another address to click on the WPIX interview.
Okay.
It's in the article.
All right.
So-
the link to the
All right.
WPIX part. Right. I got
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I
that's,
got you.
and
I
that's
got
where
you.
I am. Thank goodness we're Hall of Famers. School just inducted us in the Hall of Fame at Brooklyn College for me playing that 1 year in that Division III. And I don't regret anything. I think it was the best thing I did.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
no. There's no regrets in that, man. That there was like an accomplishment made there, man. You deserved everything that was given to you, and the group that you were part of. It was earned, man. So
That's right.
that's
right.
that's simple evaluation as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you. Thank you. I have to mention the guys that were really very integral parts of that run. I have to say, Rick the Rejected Davis, who made me the worst defensive player in the world because I was.
And I know why.
I would feed him. That's why he became the number one black shot blocker in the country. I was feeding him people. Right?
Yeah, man.
And we were running fast break. Then I have to mention, my man Ronnie Phillips, former Lincoln high school player, one of my best friends. Then I have to mention Earl Robinson, another one of my best friends. Out of Utrecht, and now he's a Division I referee, and a lot of accomplishments. Then I have to mention my man Robert Edwards from Western House. Okay, he's another product that went to California and came back.
Right.
He was on that team with us, and Danny Burns, and our leading scorer was a gentleman named Richie McCullough, who was a great shooter. He's a spot-up shooter. He'll come off the screen. He was shooting threes before three line was even invented.
Right, exactly.
But was used at that time.
Mm-hmm.
He was shooting threes, but he was consistent. And a lot of plays were ran for him to come off the screen to shoot. But then crunch time, that's when I take over. When we need a basket or something, that's what point guards do.
That's what's up. Yeah.
And that's it. So it's pretty much, I come from a big family, 5 brothers, 2 sisters.
Nice. Wow.
None of my brothers played ball, no leagues and nothing like that. One of them is a singer / actor. He lives in California. That's my older brother. My brother Derek under me, he is an MTA bus driver here, about to retire in about 6 months. My brother Kev, that a lot of people know, is my mini-me. Kev looks exactly like me, but a shorter version. Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of guys in Brooklyn know him through that way, and he lives in Atlanta now with his wife and his family and my mom. And my other brother, Alvin and Marcus, guys never met. They were the young ones. They're not fortunate like that. And my 2 sisters, Dina and Nicole, they all live in Atlanta right now,
Oh, okay.
It's just me and my brother Derek that still lives in New York. I live in Brooklyn. But I got a lot of people all over.
Where are you now? Where you living?
in Canarsie.
Okay, you still there. Okay, cool.
I lived in Canarsie about maybe 27 years or so. I'm married to a wonderful lady, retired assistant deputy warden, Valerie Williams. This is her plaque from when she retired. Okay. My plaque is on the other side from when I retired. And those are my degrees or whatever.
Yours is smaller.
Oh, come on. Think. I'm married. You think I don't know better? You better make the wife the ball. Are you kidding me? And I made sure
everything she has is bigger, man.
Absolutely. Made sure that.
Right. Yeah. So how was your how was the experience for you? With, like you said, you played like Whitney M. Young, so you got a taste of playing uptown. So how was the competition in your evaluation from Brooklyn, as far as like the individual plays, as well as what the tournaments were like in comparison to how Brooklyn's were during, from your vantage point?
The tournaments in Manhattan and Harlem were like going to a big block party. it's always a lot of people, crowds packed. Then all of a sudden, you got these heroes from the neighborhood that roll up like a Artie Green or Steve Burke, and they come in and they do their thing, and we watching the Darren Burnett, okay, that went to Columbia with Richie Gordon. These guys uptown were very talented. You know, they were more like with the slick moves, you know.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
in Brooklyn, you gotta grind. It's hard, like boom, you gonna feel somebody. You ain't just gonna be making a move.
Yeah.
You know, but uptown was about the slick, you know, and get it off. And listen, not only playing at Whitney M. Young and Citywide Nat, when I went back after college and played with Stroh's Rucker, and it was so many ball players in the Rucker that I never heard of, but that was nice. You know, like I played with IBM with my man Aronia Parker, and I brought Steve Manley with me up there, and I brought Eddie Roberson with me up there, and we wasn't even making no kind of noise at all. We was playing our butt off and we was losing. But then you get a Pookie Wilson and come in there and drop 63 on somebody in 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And, it was like, you know, playing uptown was a great experience. If you really had some game and some heart, you know, playing uptown was something. But the uptown guys, they were not coming to Brooklyn.
Yeah, man. Yo, it's funny how a year or two makes a big difference, because the guys you're talking about, me and E, that was after our time, you know. So, you know, we playing up in the Rucker, man, and yo, we was destroying motherfuckers, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the guys that we was playing against were some of the pros, you know, and they weren't even pros back then, because, you know, we was the high school division, right, E?
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, we won the high school division, the limited division, and the girls.
Wow.
You know, in the same year. Yo.
Yeah.
And that was George Murden, man. That was part of, you know, Gil Reynolds, George Murden, you know, while Gil
what year was that?
Yeah.
So that was 76.
When we won, George just said he gave us our trophies and said, just run to the train station.
Yeah. But Keith, we won it the year prior as well.
Right.
And going uptown, and it's kind of like you said, they you know, the fanciness was going on, but we was grinding, and we was just, you know, bulldozing, you know, all the teams up there. And no disrespecting them, because I ended up playing with those guys up there. You know, I played in the Whitney and Young with Riverside, blah, blah, blah. So I got to know them, good guys, blah, blah, blah. But when we came, man, we weren't playing around, and we weren't allowed to lose. You know, the Brooklyn mentality was that you're not allowed to lose. So.
Exactly. Because you felt you're going to get cheated if you went up there. You had to make sure it was obvious who these dudes at.
Right.
Yep.
But and you know, when you got that Brooklyn on your
back, man, so I have a question. So tell me about the best big guys that you had playing with, because my admiration for you is the fact that I never got to play with you, because I'm like, yo, this guy would get me the ball, you know. So tell me about some of the best big guys that you had to throw the ball to.
Wow. That's a good one. That's a very good question, because, you know, oh boy, I'm trying to think, because I played in so many leagues, so many different guys. Oh man, I know. Now you're talking offensive big guys, right? Because I had guys that were big guys that wasn't offensive guys.
Yeah. Unlike myself.
I mean,
the guys that well, like this, the guys that benefited from your assists.
So
that would be offensive guys.
I don't know. Okay.
You said a lot.
What? Because I thank people. I gave people, you know, because I knew if I fed a big man, and got him a ball, got him a rebound, or got him a score, he would look for me when he get the rebound. That was my philosophy. So
Right.
if he looked for me when I get the rebound and I'm on a fast break, it's my opportunity to score. But if I'm not on a fast break and I slow it down, I'm looking to get that big guy that ball back under the basket.
Right.
Reward him, right?
I'm trying to think of somebody who, because I played against a lot of guys. I mean, played like one of the big guys. I don't know if you guys know Porfirio. They used to play for LIU. He's out of Caton Park. He's about 6'9". He's about 6'8", 6'9".
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the best big guys I played with. When I was young, I was like maybe 17, 18. But as I got older, you know, Calhoun, Jeff, definitely on that list. You know, y'all saw me play with Calhoun out in Nero. Who else? Wow,
Yeah,
I know,
definitely, but definitely Calhoun's on that list, man.
Yeah, oh,
Because
absolutely.
you and I
Yo.
talked about him, man, right?
Yo, Hoon was legit, man. He was legit.
Don't sleep,
boy, no
man.
doubt.
Don't sleep.
Come on, man. He put that big ass on you, man, and take you down low, man. Be like, yo, you done.
Yeah. And that just, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Keith, but that puts in perspective, you know, that we all learned how to play the game, and Calhoun learned how to play the game. And I'm telling you, I played against him in college too, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And with him, we played with each other.
Yeah.
And one of the smartest guys I've ever played with, you know. And Calhoun ain't got a lot to say neither, man. He's just, you know, business. He's just business.
Business. One of the things people slept about Calhoun game is he had a great mid-range jump shot. I mean, he can step out to mid-range after posting you up and doing his boom and laying you. He can step out to the mid-range and hit a little jump shot.
Yeah, the mid-range was the setup, man.
I know.
Yeah, listen.
He set you up to put that big ass on you. After that, go down low.
Yeah, and then you done, man. You know, and that's why it was like, and thank God for Riley Clarita, man, because you know, that was the offset, man, for Calhoun. You know, you had Big Riley down there.
You guys are bringing stuff back there. I remember. Mike Henderson in the Pro-Am. Me and Mike, I played with Mike Henderson in the Pro-Am. You know, and Mike was dominating back then. He just came out of CW Post.
Right.
He was doing things uptown, you know. Ended up playing with him in Pro-Am. Charlie Wickford, hard left. Come on, bro. Listen, that's your teammate.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, man, the sharpest elbows in the country. That's your boy, Les.
Who that?
Hard left.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Don't get me started now, okay? Because you remember that Nero tournament, right? And yo, Hard Left was having an MVP fucking type game in the first half. And all I know is that at halftime, man, I walked into the huddle on their time, and I was just in his face, man. I'm like, this ain't gonna happen no more, motherfucker. Yo, I took that, yo, and to this day, man, everybody laughs about that stuff, man, because I just took him out the.
Yeah. But that's but that's my teammate though, man. You know,
on my court. You're not gonna have that, man.
You know.
But yeah, Hard Left was a good guy though, man. He was a good guy.
Very good guy. You know what I mean?
Keith, you ever play with Big John Harris?
I always played against John Harris.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, you're right. I did. I played with him in West 4th Street. I'm not talking.
Okay. Yo, big.
Matter of fact, I also played with another guy at West 4th Street that was a sitter. We used to call him 6'9", but I can't remember his name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. And that's all I know him at 6'9".
6'9". Yo, he was our center with Infocom Raiders. That's when Primetime won it 2 years in a row. Mm-hmm. And they beat us in one of those years, right? And then I left Infocom Raiders that folded after 4 years playing with them, went and played with the White Brothers. And that's when I played with John Harris. and we went to the championship again against Prime Time, and that's where Anthony Mason pops up.
Right.
And Anthony Mason gave us the business. I've never seen a big wide body guy like that was so nimble and can handle the ball like that. And then
right.
I think today's his birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
I think today's his birthday, man. And I tell you, man, I have a story, man. He knocked me out, man.
Really?
At West 4th Street, man. On the non-scorer's side, we're standing in the foul lane. Unless you know the move, if you're the second one in, you step away and then step in front of them. Yeah. Well, I tried to do that, caught the elbow on my shoulder and rode me because I was still fighting for it. But he rolled me down and I hit the back of my head on the pole by the fence, man. And you do see stars, man.
No question. I can imagine.
And the fastest feet of it, he got fast feet, man, for a big dude.
Yeah. And he handled the ball. That's what bugged me out.
Yeah.
White man, we pressed it. He just going through us like it was nothing. Wow, the legs and all this. But the thing I remember about him the most was the first year I played against him. When I played with the Infant Raiders at 6'9" was our center, he posted 6'9" up under the basket and just turned around, no fake, no nothing, dunked on him 2 head. Boom!
What?
I was like, oh my God, who is this dude?
Yeah.
I ain't never seen nobody do that like that.
Yeah.
No pump fake, no nothing. A drop, step, turn, and booked it on 2 hands.
With a level of confidence that said, I'm scoring this on whoever's there. Made no difference, man. Yeah. And that was prime time, like Tony Hargraves and Doug Wade, right?
Yes,
yeah, because that was my team, man. Because that's weird. That team originally started out in the Wall Street League as Bear Stearns.
Oh, yeah?
And we worked for Bear Stearns. Yeah, we all worked for Bear Stearns.
Yeah,
and it was like the Iona connection. So all the guys that play for Iona, Alex Middleton, Tony Ayati, Mike Ice, Kevin Vesey, the guys other than Jeff Rulin, they will all work. I sat like 8 feet away from all of them.
Wow!
And then they formed a team, and they were like trying to manhandle everything, man. The Wall Street League, the Rucker, they were everywhere, man.
Yeah, they was doing it. I'm like, wow, man.
Yeah, man.
I ran against a team like that because me and Elmer started playing together in Southern Hole when Elmer came out of high school. I just came back from junior college. Elmer and I was starting in the backcourt, and he was just coming out of high school, and we had the kid, big 6'9" kid named Gary Boyce. Gary Boyce was coming to Notre Dame. He was he had just signed with Notre Dame. He was Notre Dame. And then, of course, you know who Horst is, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all know who Horst is.
Yeah.
John Colson.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
He was on the team, so they started him. But at that time, Southern Hole was so stacked. And everybody was so, it was before, was it before any Rock year? Because it was the Flames that was winning at the time. All right. I don't remember the Flames. That's with the Niles brothers.
Right.
Okay. They was the team to beat the Southern Hole that time. But it was so many other good teams. You can't really focus on no one team.
Right, because everybody's good. Everybody was
good. Everybody was stacked. And then you have Bill Sadler coming from uptown, coming down on a team from the Bronx, from Manhattan, Bronx, I guess. And they had a team. So at that time, I had just met Elmer. And we played that summer together. And then I went on and did whatever he went on. And then we ended up playing again together in the West 4th Street on that Infocomp Raiders team.
Right. Okay.
This was the year before we went to the championship because Elmer was their leading scorer. The coach asked me to play. I played. Me and Elmer was doing our thing, but we had no real good team. But the next year, Elmer left and went to primetime. Then we brought in Darryl, that's from Tompkins Projects. Him and his brother that went to New York Tech. What's my man's name? That went to Eastern District. power forward, small, light skin. Oh man, what's his name?
Come on, Pike.
Pike. What the hell? I know Pike. That's my man.
Yeah.
Yo, Pike, yeah, Pike. Yeah.
They came to the team. 6'9" came to the team. They brought this other big white boy, about 6'8", wide body to the team. Then Kurt Joseph came. So we started getting stacked. And that's when we started catching people by surprise and beating everybody.
Yo, let me ask you something though. So I think I played against you one time. I was on Marty's crew in West 4th Street. And Kurt Sumter,
Yeah.
Pete Edwards,
Yeah.
Big Trap,
Yo, lessons at Tilly
Wayne
Park.
Mackey. That was my team back then, the Marty's crew, man.
We played against y'all at Tilly Park.
We was tearing shit up, man.
Yeah.
Because Kurt would come in at halftime and then get 50 because Pete already got his 40, in the first half. It was a crazy thing.
And we played against y'all again in Tillery Park.
Huh?
We played against y'all also in Tillery Park.
Okay, yeah.
I had that team in Tillery Park as well. And y'all had Phil the Thrill playing with y'all too in Tillery Park.
Yeah.
I remember that. We had some battles though, bro. Listen.
Yeah, man. And to me, the sad part was that I was always like seeing you, but not playing with you. You know what I mean? Yeah. It would have been my pleasure, bro. That's all I can say, man.
Yeah, and
sure.
plus, we all
to have you passing me the rock.
Yeah, but plus, everybody had changed and played with people who we all played with.
Yeah,
we all played with Pete Edwards, right?
Man. Yeah, I'm 63 years old, man, and I'm like, damn, I wish this guy was.
You 62?
63. We 63. No, we 63.
That's what I'm saying. I know y'all a year older than me.
Yeah, we 63.
I know, but you know what? It's funny how 1 year makes a difference, though, when you're growing up. You know what I mean? And like my sister is like 67, right? But all her girlfriends now, I'm looking at them, but now we older. It's like, ooh, okay. You know what I mean? So it makes a difference, man. Just a year, especially in basketball years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we would be embarrassed, and I tell this to a lot of guys that call themselves good ball players. We would be embarrassed to play down our age as opposed to playing up our age. In other words, we would be embarrassed if we were juniors playing midgets and coming off.
Yeah, I would have never done that. Yeah, we would never done that. Saying. Yeah.
And it was guys that used to try to do that. And I used to look at them like, well, like, you ain't accomplished nothing. What are you talking about?
No, but this is the crazy part about that, Keith. You ain't playing better. It's one thing that you go and play down against kids 2 years, a year younger than you.
Right.
But you ain't dogging them.
You ain't dogging them. Right. So it's like embarrassing.
Yeah. But you're trying to get an edge, and the parents do that to their kids. They reclassify their kids or let them get left back just so that they'll be able to make the team next year or something because they think their kid's gonna be LeBron. I don't know why, but but it's crazy because they're not playing better.
That's right.
Find something else to do is the real answer.
And the funny thing is, like, we've been in touch like with Jeff Mitchell. Jeff Mitchell played with us. Jeff Mitchell played with us at Restoration, and he was like 2 years younger than us. But that's how you develop, though, man. You got to play up, man. You got to play with the older guys,
It's funny you mentioned Jeff Mitchell because I just found him on Facebook.
Yeah, he was never on there, man. You're right.
Yeah. Just found him, right? And Jeff also went to California.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
That's right.
When I turned down Mount San Antonio and went to Riverside, Jeff accepted to go to Mount San Antonio. So Jeff ended up going to Mount San Antonio in my place, and I went to Riverside. Jeff played 2 years at Mount San Antonio. Then he went to Long Beach State, which is a good team down in Long Beach, California.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I
And
hadn't
Jeff,
heard from him again.
yeah, and Jeff was like, we were all mentoring him, right, Les?
Yeah.
Because when we played in the Rucker and we won that championship, he was being groomed.
Wow.
Yep.
And
That's
and
right.
guess who his mentor? Well, by default, because the starting guard was Phil Seymour, so
Yep.
he learned playing behind Phil
Wow.
behind Phil and Clarence Thornton
Clarence Thornton.
and Nigel.
Wow.
Nigel.
That's who he
right,
was
Nigel.
behind.
Wow.
Yo, we had a bad team, boy.
No question. Them three guys you just named. Are you
Yeah,
kidding
man.
me? They were
We had a bad
powerhouses.
team. Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
kidding
yeah.
me? What? And it's funny how the world is so small because Jeff Mitchell's brother, Sweet, played Mitchell with me.
Wow.
Sweet. His brother played Mitchell with me with Barney.
Yeah. And Sweet's now big time coach.
Of course. Yo. So Sweet got the assistant coaching job at Nazareth with Ted while I was still in school. When I came out of school, I don't know what happened. Sweet moved on. Ted asked me to take Sweet's spot, which is what I did. And I coached with Ted at Nazareth High School for 3 years.
Yep.
You know, we went to the Catholic School Final Four like 2 times in a row.
Okay.
You know, but I put the kid. There's a kid named Donnell Williams that was all Catholic school his junior and senior year. I told Ted to put this kid on the varsity when he was a freshman, but Ted said no, let him play. So when he became a sophomore, I insisted Ted put this kid on the team because I was working with him, you know. And the kid blew up. He grew to like 6'4", 6'5", became great shooter, ball handler, got D1 scholarship, was all CHAA, first team 2 years in a row, and he went to Xavier.
Right.
I said Xavier, what's that? Yeah, Xavier.
Yeah, Xavier.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a small world. It shows how all these connections with all of the guys we know, we're all interconnected some kind of way. You know?
Yeah, no doubt.
And it's enjoyable to look back at it, and say, wow, like these players, because I hadn't seen Sweet for years.
Mhm.
And then out of the clear blue, I'm running the Southeast Challenge that we do every like first weekend in December, right? About like 15 teams, 16 teams, they play as 8 games. They play 1 game and get out of there. And so everything's cool, I'm running it, and I go out in the hallway and this guy's like, yo, and I turn around, it's Sweet, man. I'm like, yo, what the hell? And because I didn't do the scheduling of what teams, and I didn't know he was a coach, but he coaches Monsignor Scanlon now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I'm just saying the connection even happened away from New York, that we crossed paths.
We started out running the Gauchos gym.
Right. That's right.
Right. That's right.
Then he went to Scanlon. And then he still was running the Gauchos gym while he was at Scanlon.
Mm-hmm.
I became a referee. So I used to coach in the Catholic High School League. Referee in the Catholic High School League. So I ref Scanlon's games and Spelman or Lachlan. I did all those games.
Okay, yeah, Bishop Lachlan, right.
So that was the other aspect of me. After I left basketball, I really never left. I became a referee.
Right.
And I was refereeing high school boys and girls, college women, and pro-am.
Okay.
And I had to learn 4 rules and the differences. And wherever I was at, I had to make the distinction because they had different rules, those simple rules that was different.
Right.
They had mixed them up. So that was like a big challenge for me to be able to do that, but it made me a better referee,
Right.
Well, actually, it started out for Sweet, man, getting bulldozed, man, in Wingate Park by me and Les. That's how it started out for him.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's
because he wasn't really like a player, but he played, and but his knowledge of the game, man, just started growing, man, like behind the scenes, and And there's a lot of guys that we all go went in different paths. Everybody would still have a connection somewhere with the game, and it's odd because we find out a lot of people refereeing now. They say it made them a better coach
Yes.
refereeing, and
Yeah,
that's what
that's right.
Lester Roberts used to do to the guys.
Do you know why?
Man.
Here's the question: do you know why it made him a better coach?
Well, he was a scholar of the game too. You know what I mean? Because you get to see it so much when you're not playing as much as some of the other guys. So you see the whole scope. It's like, yo, this is bigger than just playing.
Right.
You know
As well as the rules.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
Eric is on point.
Mm-hmm.
It's the rules, knowing the rules. We think as ball players that we know the rules of the game. We do not know the rules.
You're right. You know what? In documentary, right? Lester, no, it was who was it? It was one of the coaches said
Ray
Lester Roberts made them all go to referee school.
Yeah.
So they knew all the rules.
Yes. And it made them better coaches and players. That's right. Listen, when I started taking the courses for referee and learn how to ref and taking those courses and learning the rules, I was so confused. I was so like, I thought I knew how to play. I thought I knew the rules. I didn't know jack.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. I was afraid to call travel because I wasn't sure.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wait, you look at the you gotta look at all this little stuff, right? Like, wow. If guys only knew the rules of the game, it wouldn't argue so much with the referee because they'll understand it. But because they don't and they learn their rules out the park like we all did, you know.
But there's something fighting that, though. You're right, Keith. But there's something fighting that. The way the game is now in the culture, people they're arguing over the calls not because of not knowing the rules or knowing the rules. They're doing it because it's being allowed by the coaching staff and the people around them. Is that voice has come? It's not coming out of respect for the game and to learn. They're doing it because they're bitching, basically.
Yeah.
You know.
But yo, Keith, though, let me ask you a question, though, right? So think about when we started playing ball, right? And then watching the game today.
Yes.
It's so much different to call a game because I'm watching the game and I'm saying, yo, there's no way you can take 3 fucking steps and go around me and dunk on me. Come on, man. You know, when I came back from Europe, right? I was in Wingate Park and I did a Euro step, right? My boys was like, yo, go back to France, motherfucker. Because when I can be on the baseline to cut you off and you can walk around me. You know what I mean? So when I see the game now, I'm like, as a referee, what do you think when you watch a game now? You know?
I hate watching the game now. The game to me is so corny now. Everything's a pick and roll, pick and pop, whatever. When a center is now standing on the perimeter shooting threes, it takes away. Our dominance in basketball, especially on the international level, was that we had such great low post players that we dominated the backboards.
Yeah.
Okay. But now, because everybody want to play this European style of game to get these white boys back in this game, they implemented the 3-point line and put all of European centers on the perimeter to shoot threes. That's what happened. So now you're looking at a game today where they're focused more on the flow of the game as opposed to the physicality of the game. They want to keep a flow going. The fans want to see dunks. The fans want to see shake and bakes. So this and one shit destroyed the game.
Right.
That destroyed the game. Because like I know, if a guy in the park was doing that bull crap to me, he'd be laid out.
Right. No doubt.
You ain't what? You throw the ball, hit me, and you think you're gonna run and get the ball? Oh no, bro.
And throw the ball in my face and then go get it and think I'm just gonna stand there and play, Walt Frazier,
Some road shit.
Matador defense on you and slip and lose my sneaker because my sneakers aren't tied up either because I'm not prepared to play the game in the first place because my gear is not right. So I get on the court without my gear right. I get on the court knowing that I'm going to allow a guy to throw the ball in my face and not have the balls to stand up for that as a competitor. And then the rules of the game, like palming, which allows me to put the ball in my hand this way.
Yeah.
It's allowable. So now I have an advantage offensively to place dribble a ball anywhere I want.
Correction.
It's
not
Keith,
allowable.
Keith,
It's not allowable by rule, but it's allowed by the referees that in that game.
Right. But Keith, could you imagine how many motherfuckers you would have crossed over if you could hold the ball like that? And then
what?
Come on, man. You shook enough people as it was, but you could do that.
Not only would I be crossing them over, I would cross them over to pull up because that's gonna get my jumper wide open. I'm gonna shake you across your arm, make you run a different way, and I'm just gonna pull up. And hit the jumper.
Yeah. And the other part of the game that's messed up is that as those things are happening, the game has become a spotlight game. Yeah. So it's kind of like that spotlight is only on the ball and wherever the ball is. And if you don't have the ball and you're not on that spotlight, you stand and watch. You become a spectator. There's NBA players standing and watching other NBA players on their team dribble the ball around to try to get open.
I couldn't imagine any coaches back in the day when we grew up allowing us to do that like that.
Well, forget that, Keith. Forget that. You and Les were talking about it at the beginning when we first started talking. You said about the big men, you're going to reward them. And Les knows as a big man, if you don't get me the rock, I'm not rebounding.
Exactly.
But these guys, they stand around. Nobody follows shots. So you shoot a jumper. I'm standing in the corner, like tapping from the Knicks. He stands in the corner and watching it. And then the ball falls in front of him. Huh?
And not getting back on defense either.
Right. Because he's not getting back on D as well. But the ball falls. If he had just step 3 steps forward, he could have got the rebound. To follow it up and get it. And plus, they don't do back doors. And if you're a high flyer, wouldn't you want to learn? I always say this. If you're a high flyer, wouldn't you want to learn how to play like Princeton? Because you get back doors and you'll get open.
Dunks,
and you'll get your dunks. So I don't. So, but people coaching, they look at things that are not important. Analytics that let mathematical people into the game of basketball.
And who are they?
No.
And who are they?
Yeah.
No, not saying anything else.
They're interfering. They've interfered. And if you that's similar. Like if we let them into the pro football world, and they are now, you can't hit anybody. You touch the quarterback, you're in trouble. They might start arresting people for touching the quarterback the way things are.
Well, they've allowed it in the pro football game as well in terms of scoring. These guys will be on the 1 or 2 yard line with 4th and 1 and 4th and 2 and say analytics say do the run a 4th down play to try to score as opposed to kicking the field goal that could possibly win the game for you. Follow me? If you saw last week's game or this past Sunday's game, I think it was with Dallas against who did Dallas just play?
The Titans.
The Titans. The Titans was winning. They was on the 3 yard line. 4th and 3. They only had to do is kick a field goal. It was like less than 2 minutes left in the game. Okay? Kick the field goal, you're up by 6. So if Dallas get the ball back, rely on your defense to stop them from getting a touchdown. Let them kick a field goal. You win.
Right.
They didn't do that. So now they lost the game because now Dallas gets the ball back with more time, run that all the way down the court.
And the analytics made them make that decision.
Exactly.
Instead of your instincts kicking in and saying, and guys have done it for ages prior.
Yes.
Without the analytics, and now all of a sudden I need a guy to do the analytics for me. Like,
exactly.
Like I can't count for myself.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what's really really scary to me, and this is really scary. Watch an NBA game and look behind the bench. They have like 9 coaches.
Wait a minute.
But
You mean there ain't
Mhm.
another team behind them? I thought that was another team waiting to come in.
They play the
They're
next
all
game.
high
They
school
play the
players.
next game, right?
There's 4 guys behind the bench that are all players on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sad part about it is that they're probably ex-players.
That's what they
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
ex-players. So do each individual player have another player assigned to them to coach them individually? Because I don't understand the purpose of all them people.
Right.
Right.
It makes no sense to me. And it's like, what do you do? What is your job? I guess analytics, getting water, getting my clothes, get my laundry. I don't know. And it doesn't make sense, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if you look at no disrespect. Well, no, actually there is some disrespect here. LIU, they hired Charles Jones as a special assistant to Strickland.
right.
And it's like, what is just out of curiosity, why does Rod need Charles Jones to help him? I don't understand that. For him to have that title, it doesn't make sense to me.
I look at it to bring fans into the gym.
Say again?
That may remember him because he's older now, so nobody from the school don't know this dude from when he was back then in the 90s. This is 2020 something. These
Right.
are all new kids that wasn't even born yet. So the only thing I can think of is they brought him in to bring fans, and I don't know what.
Yeah, no, I think, but still, Charles and Rod, they LIU set Charles and Rob up, in my opinion. I think that they're set up to fail. I really do. So, if I was Charles, man, I'd run as fast as I could, man, the exit door, man, because it's a horror show. I think the whole school program is right this year is like they're 3-21, girls and boys.
Yeah, definitely failing.
Yeah, and so I mean, just been in comparison that, how do you think? Because I know how Brooklyn has received LIU when we had our success. How do you think Brooklyn has received Brooklyn College when you guys had your success?
Yeah, good question.
That's a very good question.
And the question would be then and now.
Back then, Brooklyn College was such an unknown on the basketball circuit because they didn't have a history of success at a certain level. And even in the press, LIU got the write up, St. John's, a little bit of Columbia, but no one expected this team from Division III that nobody know about. Even when we went on the road and we went to other schools, they were asking stuff about Brooklyn, where is it located, stuff like that. And, we would always get the feedback from coach that they ask you a question about Brooklyn, do not mention about your neighborhood, about the robbing and the stealing and whatever. He said always.
Yeah. Brooklyn College is a school down near McDonald's and shit at the junction.
You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be here. You can't say where you grew up at, right?
Yeah.
But as far as how they received us, I didn't think we got received at all until we got invited to the NCAA, and then we beat the #1 team in the country, which was Staten Island. Staten Island was going around beating Division I teams at the time. That's how good they were. They were intimidating people. When they came into their schools, they were intimidating people. Me, I'm from Brooklyn, from the hood.
Yeah.
Bro, I would bust your ass. I don't give a shit who you are.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So when we first played them at their home court regular season, they beat us by about 3. And I was so upset. I said, they will never beat me again. Never. So we had to play them one more time at Brooklyn College. I dropped like 18 points on them in the first half. Then Minor decided to do a 4 corners to freeze the ball, and we end up beating them. So now that's the first win against them in regular season. Now we play the CUNY tournament. Rick Davis gets hurt. Richie McCullough gets hurt. I get knocked out trying to take a charge. Fell on the floor, hit my head on the floor. I was done. I was in the hospital for the weekend.
Wow.
I get a phone call while in the hospital. We got invited to the NCAA's because they looked at our record. The only teams we lost to during that time was either Division II teams or Division I teams that we played. All Division III teams, only one team beat us. That was Staten Island. No, it was two. And Baruch beat us once.
Baruch, okay.
It. So we had just played strictly Division III teams, we'd have been ranked. We'd have been like 29-2 or something like that.
Right.
So
wow.
That's how we got invited to NCAA. Nice. But like I said, I wanted to beat Staten Island. That was my main goal. I didn't care. So we finally ran into them in the Eastern Regionals. To advance, we had to beat them, play them on their home court with their crowd. I was not letting them beat us. And I did what I had to do. You know, get guys in flow, get everybody going. Because I always try to do that first. Get my guys to work first. Then I can come in.
Yeah.
And we ended up beating them guys, and then we moved on. And in that article I was telling you guys about, they got it documented, all the teams we beat that with the rank, what their rankings was. It was 13, 1, 3. We knocked them off. We lost by 1 in the final 4. Lost by 1 to Potsdam.
And who ended up winning the whole thing then?
Huh?
Who ended up winning the whole thing?
Warbosch.
Okay.
Warbosch, you know what their center was? Pete Mezzalot. You ever heard that name?
I know that name. Where did I know that name from?
Pete Mezzalot was the #1 draft choice for the Buffalo Bills at tight end. He played tight end for the Buffalo Bills. He didn't even follow basketball, but he was their center. We would have wiped the floor with them if we got to play them. We would have won the game had Danny Brown, another kid from Canarsie, All City, my backcourt mate, made that free throw line extended jump shot that he nails in the gym 8 out of 9 times, 9 out of 10. He hits that. He hits that shot. Wow. I make a move, I get him wide open. Nobody's within 5 feet of him. Clear jumper. Missed it. And we ended up losing the game by 1. Otherwise,
it wasn't meant to be, man. You know, the experience was supposed to be exactly what it was.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, because you take it.
We had the fans in Grand Rapids, Michigan, singing "I Love New York." Serenading us.
Now that's what I want to see. I want to see that. That's I wish there were videos then. You know what I'm saying?
No, they were serenading us. I couldn't believe it. It's because the way we play so hard and scrappy. You know, we was all over the place, especially that pressing defense and stuff. They respected that. They was serenading us. I love New York. Then fans got on the floor and started doing the goddamn, what the thing when the girls kick their legs in the air?
Yeah.
The Rockettes.
The Rockettes.
Yeah. You see I love New York. Yeah. I was like, yo, this is crazy. But it was
you see the experience though, but look what, and you know, not to change the subject, but maybe it's cool to take it somewhere else. And it's like, it's kind of like the question, we're not asking a question, but just everybody gets their own, you know, take on it. What this game has given us, other than the successes of winning games and playing, it gave us so much more other things, and just that experience of dealing with people in that other region of the country doing that. What are those experiences like for you, Keith, to experience the successes of playing the game?
Gave me my bachelor's degree. It gave me
that's my what's up. Yeah, that's what's up.
Didn't have to pay a dime. Had to go to school.
Yeah.
It took me all over the country. I've been to places in the United States that people had never thought about going. You ever heard of Bangor, Maine?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
You know how cold
Absolutely.
it's up there in Bangor, Maine?
I agree.
Yeah.
We played against the University of Maine up there. Yeah.
Yep.
We go into, after the game, we go into a restaurant, right? And nothing but white people in there. So we walked in, it got quiet. People start turning around, looking at us come in. Like, whoa, ain't never saw black people before up here. You know, like, what the hell? But it was an experience, you know. But then from Bangor, Maine to San Diego, California to Cleveland, Ohio. I mean, I recall we went to Division One and we played UConn. They had Earl Kelly and Cliff Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
God bless him. Rest in peace. They spanked us by 30 at UConn. We flew from UConn to Michigan State. Who they got? Scott Skiles, Sam Vincent, Kevin Willis, and there's another big 6'9" dude named Michael Johnson. All right? And they had all these white boys that was 6'7", 6'8" coming off the bench at Michigan State. Mm-hmm. That's when Jet Heathcote was still the coach.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They was ranked 8th in the nation at the time. Mm-hmm. We ain't nobody. We go up there on their home court and gave them work. And they only beat us by 13 on their home court. Mm-hmm. That shit was in the papers. It was in the papers. Mm-hmm. You know, oh, listen, that was a great experience.
Right.
Give you one quick story from that experience.
Mm-hmm.
On the way going to the game, we were on a plane. Ron asked me to come sit with him. I sit with him. He tells me about a scouting report about Scott Skiles. He said the scouting report said that Scott Skiles played against St. Peter's College, and there's a player on St. Peter's College that decked him, and he never played good again. He had a bad game after that. He says, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to give you a signal, and when Scott Skiles is dribbling the ball, I want you to lay him out. That's what he said. That's what he told me. So he said, he's going to give me the wink. And when he give me the wink, just lay him out. Right? So Scott Skiles, he come across half court and is in a position where I can see the coach. He said he goes to give me the nod. Bro, Scott Skiles had to do a crossover on me and I gave him an elbow. Bam! Hits the deck. I got 8, 9, 10,000 people booing me every time I touch the ball. Booing me. I took that shit as like, yeah, I'm gonna bust that off for your ass from this point on, because every time I touch the ball, the crowd is booing me. That shit was pumping me up. I had a 16-point game that game. I was like, wow, yo. And it was just such an amazing experience being in that environment. Popcorn smelling the air, the kids all on the road asking for your autographs. I thought I was in pros. Yeah, this was crazy. You know, this was when they were still in their campus gymnasium, the field house, whatever they call it.
Right.
You know?
And you had that. So that was your like the movie. That was your blue chip moment.
Absolutely.
Like in Blue Chips, man, when like the crowd's going crazy, you know, hot as heck on that court. You smell the popcorn, cheerleaders going crazy, and they hate you. And they hate you, you know. That's like when we play. It's funny when we played Lehigh in Maryland, and so they we're laying it up, and then we stop, and they're going to do the announcements. So they said, introducing the visiting team, LIU Blackbirds. Everybody in that gym picked up a New York Times sized newspaper and held it up and like act like they didn't even know they were announcing us. Through the whole starting five that they announced, they were just quiet. It was quiet in there, and they just held the paper up, not even looking, and didn't care. Once that was done, they balled the paper like and said, now introducing your, so-and-so Lehigh, blah, blah, blah. And it got quiet, but it was like then they're balling up the paper and you're hearing everybody ball up newspaper all at the same time. So it's like I'm like, this is crazy, but they beat our ass. That's
Yeah,
the
man.
thing about it, you know.
But
What are you saying, Les?
a long time affiliation with Brooklyn College. Okay, so my sister went to Brooklyn College, right? When we graduated from Walt Whitman Junior High School, our graduation was at
in Brooklyn College. Walt Whitman Auditorium.
Right, the auditorium. So, and when my senior year, in 1980, I took a 3-credit course at Brooklyn College because I was behind. I was trying to get right. And when I got hurt my senior year, I was doing rehab at Brooklyn College. They let me come to the pool, and I was doing my workout for my knee.
Yeah.
So I love Brooklyn College. Okay,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then when I first got married, I lived on 24th Street off of Flatbush, and I used to walk to Brooklyn College.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, you live right down the street. We talking about Deerfield.
So
You
Brooklyn
live
College
over by Deerfield, Les?
That's my love. Yeah, got a lot of love for Brooklyn College, man. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, well,
man.
you know, I went to school next door, man, and graduation was at Brooklyn College, man. All of my graduations were Walt Whitman and Midwoods.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And plus, there was some unsavory things going on in Brooklyn College too.
Oh, come on, man.
Because we was across the street.
This is a PG show, man. We can't be talking about that.
Behind the staircase.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, because I went to high school right next door, so that's where you could go and hide. You know, you play hooky from class or something. That's you go up in that courtyard.
Uh-huh.
You know, over that overpass and go up in there, man.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's
Man, we used to sneak in Brooklyn College when I was in high school. We used to sneak in Brooklyn College, go to the gym and play ball. They had like 4 or 5 gyms in that one building.
Right.
You know? And we used to go in there and play ball, man.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you, when I was going to high school, you know who was the point guard for Brooklyn College? Mike Bennett's brother.
Oh, Mike Bennett's brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Mike Bennett had brother.
Huh?
I didn't know Mike Bennett had brother.
Yeah, his older brother, man. He's a point guard, man. He's good too, man. He was a good player, man. I'm serious.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mike Bennett.
actually, I saw him at Rudy's funeral, man. That's when I seen him. I hadn't seen him in a long time, man. But he was good, man. He was a good player, man. You know.
Steve Niles went to Brooklyn College.
Yeah.
Steve Niles, he the year before I came, him and Amonia Parker.
Right.
Oh wow,
right.
really?
Yeah. Because who coached you? Because Mark Reiner coached you, right, Keith?
Yeah.
Reiner coached me. Yeah, but man, the legend.
Yeah, man. But again, bro, you know, I just want to thank you for, you know, for coming on today, man. You know, it's been our pleasure, man. When he said, "Yo, we gonna get you," man, it was like, that's my dude right there. You know what I mean? And it's like I don't know why, man, but we get older. It's like, I wish this guy was passing me the ball. You know what I mean? And the weird thing is this, man. The best point guard I ever played with in my life was my college point guard. And I swear, you guys, you even look alike right now. You know what I mean? Yo, Larry Carpenter, man, this guy, you know, we all know Hall of Fame. And he, after games, he would just like rub my hands. It's like, you're a bad dude, man. Because I'll catch all his passes, man. And that's all a point guard wants you to do. It's like, yo, I'm gonna throw you the ball, keep your eyes on me, and just wait for it. You know what I mean? And he's we graduated 40 years ago, man, from college, man. And he's still the all-time leading assist guy.
Wow.
And I know I got a lot of them from him because we played for the first 4 years, man. So, you know.
Yeah, I know Larry.
Like,
he's right.
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because he was passing me the ball. And I'm laying it up, I'm dunking it, whatever. And I averaged 58% for my whole career at Harvard.
Wow.
Percentage, 58%, man. Come on, man.
Wow.
Come on, man. So he was giving me it and I was doing it, you know?
Yeah, Eric. Let's say never come out the paint, right?
Yo, little did you know, Keith, little do you know, Keith, is that of well, when we were kids, there was absolutely nobody who had a better jump shot than him.
I can imagine. Yo, Lux is nice, bro. Listen.
No, and I mean, no, and I'm talking about threes. I'm talking about threes.
Oh, okay. See,
And I'm not kidding. He was like when we were like 11, 10 years old, he was like, he would beat me like 21-5. Because his jumper was like water.
Wow.
You know, but then he became a big man. I was so happy.
Yeah. Yo, Keith, it's funny because it's according to how long you know me, that it was like I was a point guard.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But and think about this: if it was nowadays at my height, then I would have been the Magic Johnson type guy. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Absolutely.
Right.
But back then they were like, no, you're getting pig. You know, George Washington, you got to go down low. You know what I mean? You got to rebound. You know.
Yeah, but the first team we ever played with, St. Francis Assisi, he was the point guard.
Wow.
I wasn't allowed to dribble, Keith. They was like, Eric, no dribbling. Because I was new at it, but Les had been playing, man, and he had I'm telling you, his jump shot was water, and I am not kidding, man. You know, but you transition because you get bigger, and like you said, which they don't do it now, big men go down low.
Yes.
Right.
And that sealed his fate right there, you know, for having a jump shot, you know. But that's okay. A dunk is just the same, right, Les?
No question, bro. Listen, I'd rather give it to a 58% shooter than give it to a 40% shooter hoisting up threes or shots and missing. You know?
Yeah, man. And now that was over 4 years, man, in college. Division 2. You know what I'm saying? So we was doing our thing, man. Yeah.
I see all the articles, bro.
We used to play against New York Tech with Calvin Hicks and all them guys, man. You know, Pete Sumter. You know.
Right.
Yeah, Pete Edwards and Kurt Sumter. Yep.
Yeah. We scrimmaged them one year. We went up to New York Tech and scrimmaged them when they had all the guys. Dale Scurry. They had all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Kurt Sumter, Pete Edwards.
Yeah, man.
Pike. Yeah, they had all of them.
Yeah, Pike. Yeah. A matter of fact, I think Pike was playing my senior year. Because Kel and them all, they already gone, and then Pike.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because when I got there, Calvin was gone already.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But yeah, man, this has been like once again, an enjoyable conversation because we're finding out about one of our b-ball brothers' experiences from his vantage point and talking about his successes and everything. And I want to thank you for coming on the show, Keith. Like Les said, man, it's like as soon as we said Keith, he was like, yo, you got to get him on there, man, and he was adamant, man. So we were glad to have you, man. And
yeah, man,
that's definitely a pleasure talking with you, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm glad I got to extend the love that I have for you, brother, because when we playing, we don't say nothing. You know what I mean? We older, and it's like, yo, this is my guy right here, man. So I appreciate you, man.
Listen, you guys don't know how much I appreciate you guys. Just for acknowledging the fact that I used to play ball. I wasn't one of those guys that was all over the papers and and all that stuff. And just to get the respect from guys like y'all, you, Eric, and all the other guys that was all everything, all city, all American, all this, that. It means the world to me. And I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it so much. And I thank you for inviting me on to express myself. And, I hope that we can continue doing this and influence some of these young kids, how to never give up on their dreams and to keep striving because life has much more to offer than just sports.
Absolutely.
You use sports as a tool, but try to accomplish other things that you can do to be a good father, good mother, good brother, good sister. Help and always look to help somebody if you can.
Come on, man. That's it.
Yeah.
They say each one teach one, right?
Yeah. I say it just a plain, regular one-word definition. I used it the other day, Les. You heard me say it. but we have morality, man. I don't care what nobody says. You know, I could be the worst brother to be messing with, you know. But when it's all said and done, man, in all honesty, man, I'm a moral person, man. You know, I do things, you know, like you said, you know, keep, you know, strive for what you have to do, help somebody, you know, and that's the, you know, the love that we have, that's from playing ball. And that's where I got it from, because I was having camaraderie. And I saw the value of camaraderie with people, teamwork, teammates, you know. So so that love is there, man. If we was playing against each other, man, I'd have to dog you, or you'd say you'd have to dog me. But when we're done, man, you know, we're gonna sit down and have a Pepsi together, man, and chill out.
Pepsi, you should be having a beer, bro.
I don't drink, man. I don't drink.
Oh, you don't drink beer, but we drink the beers.
Yeah, we're having a beer, man. That's for sure.
Somebody gonna get the Budweiser at the time. We drinking Budweiser. I don't know. Charlie went to the store. Somebody.
But the saying was always, "Yo, man, get like 3 6-packs, man, and don't forget Eric's soda."
That's right.
Yeah. But you know what though? On a closing note, though, right?
You froze up on us, Les.
If you came down to the hall, I knocked you on the floor. I'm gonna pick you up and I'm gonna say, "All right, man, you all right? Okay, but you know, you come back here again, I'm gonna do the same shit." You know what I mean? But now it's like, no, it's against the rules to go and pick somebody up, man. Now, come on, man. I wasn't trying to hurt you.
Right.
I just wasn't going to let you score the basket.
And then, you're right.
You know
Les, this day and age, your teammate would stop you from helping the other guy up.
Oh,
exactly.
definitely.
I'm like,
absolutely.
I don't understand that shit, man. I don't understand that shit, man. You know,
but check this out. Just to piggyback on what you just said, a guy like you or another big guy that would have done that to a ball player from Brooklyn, say even a guard, whoever, what you think we're going to do after that? You think we're going to stop coming, or we're going to come even more? Guys, right. Certain guys going to back away from that. I think I'm going to fire you out because I'm coming. Okay? You going to hit me? Well, you know, us from Brooklyn, we used to taking that context and we got brace for it, you know? But at the same time, we're not just going to do it stupidly. We're not just going to go down the lane and lay out stuff, kill it. We know you can do that. But we're going to make moves to make you reach or something, you know, to draw fouls on you. But that's just the competitive nature of a Brooklyn ball player.
Right, exactly.
But I'm gonna tell you something else. Check this out. I dunked on a lot of motherfuckers, right? And I never was like, "Ooh, your mother, your sister." Yo, I dunk on somebody, right? And on the way down the court, I might pat him on the ass and say, "God damn it, you almost got that, dog." And it's between me and him. You know, I never saw Dr. J dunk on somebody and be like,
"No."
You know, Kevin Garnett,
I was just getting ready to say that, Les.
Come on, and Doc dunk on everybody.
Yo, okay? I swear, so I was just getting ready to say that. I said I was going to say,
you know what I mean? But
I would dunk.
I hit you, boom, boom, we cool, and that's that, man. But it don't have to be like I'm cursing out your whole family.
For me, I dunking on somebody, I always dealt with it the same way the Doc did, because it's just seeing the dunk and reveling on that wasn't enough for me. I wanted to see what he did afterwards. So he'd land, and then you see the hair blowing back, running back down the court.
That's it.
And so for me to mimic him, that's what I'm doing. Dunking, and I'm out of there. And then when you play for Gil and George, it's like, son, after you take that shot, you make that best, get your behind back on D.
On defense. Because what is it when you dunk and then your guy scores on the other end?
Right.
You're in trouble.
Come on.
Two things about that. One is you never let them see you hurt. That's the first thing. The second thing is you always act like you did it before. You never act like it's the first time you did it.
Right, it's natural.
You don't get overexcited. You act like it's something you do all the time. You know, no big deal.
Right.
That's how we were taught to play this game.
Right. And they do it now. Their responses are as if it's something fantastic that they've never done before. And it's like, and we've seen it all, man. I've seen all kinds of dunks, you know, on people. So I seen a guy cross a person over, you know. Are you kidding me, man? I grew up watching Bear and, you know, Sam. Come on, man. You know, O'Neal Tarrant. and
Yeah.
World. Are you serious? Like, there's nothing new about this game to me. But
Yeah,
now
yeah,
all of a sudden, a guy makes a move,
Bear.
and everybody gets
About
crazy though.
I had
Yeah,
never seen a little guy like that that could do the things Bear was doing to people, bro. And Bear was eating people alive with the crossover and the pull-ups on the little short mid-ranges or laying you. Bear was amazing. Okay. I was impressed with Bear.
Yeah.
And I think I got the respect back from him because I remember playing against him at the beach. And I got there a little late and they was up by like 10. And we ended up beating them by like about 10. Bear came to me and said, you know what? You came here and you changed the whole game. It's like, what are you talking about? I said, I only had like about 18 points. He said, nah, how many points you had? He's like, you got everybody else involved in the game. He said to me, he said, that's what broke us down. You got everybody else involved.
Yeah.
What I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah, Bear was nice, man. Bear was nice.
That motherfucker, yo, we used to be in PS92, man. And Bear would just be like, he's like, and this was his whole game. He would do shit like this, like, what the hell is he doing?
And we grew, yo,
on,
Keith, we grew up with him, man.
And then you.
Yeah, but Keith, we grew up. Keith, we grew up with him.
He had the craziest game, man. Him and what's my man name? Frank Streety, Shake and Bake, Shake and Bake, man. Yo, them guys, man. Come on, man. Because remember we talking about the other day, Eric, we're talking about with George Berry. We did an interview with George Berry, and George Berry was my original big man. You know, because that motherfucker, he would just boom, boom. I'm like, yo. So back in the day, man, those kind of guys, man, it's like they're extinct, and people think about them and forget them. But also a guy like Archie Clark, to me, Archie Clark, Baltimore Bullets, the original crossover guy. So I mean, and what were we like, Eric? We were probably like 8, 9 years old.
Yeah, that was Clyde's era.
Come down the court, step, and cross it over.
I just want to share something real quick.
Original crossover guys, but Archie Clark to me was the original guy I saw doing a crossover. You know, him and Oscar, even Oscar Robertson, even though he was slow with his crossover.
I just want to share something because you just touched something on. I was telling Eric about how I was living in a certain place like Dorchester Road that I could have went to Midwood.
Dorchester.
I was also living on Woodruff Avenue, and all my younger brothers went to, what's that, 92?
PS 92.
I used to walk over there, and Riley Corrida lived on Rogers.
Right.
On Rogers and Winthrop. Yeah.
Right. I used to see Riley Corrida's little brother in there all the time. You know, I would go in that park sometime to hang out, but I would never play no ball. Because I used to go play ball in Caton Park. You know, but I was around that all the time.
Yeah, but let me tell you, Keith, where Riley, you know where Riley lived at and where the park was, right?
Yeah.
3 blocks in the opposite direction, Rutland Road.
Wow.
Me and Les lived on Rutland Road.
Get out of here.
Yeah, me, Riley, and Les, us 3 grew up together. We all went to PS 92 and Walt Whitman.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing that nobody knows. I mean, we keep saying it, but I don't know if everybody realizes it. You remember Andre Gaddy that played with Riley?
Sure.
Felix Tertullian that played at Erasmus. He played with us with George. He was 6'5". He won Division II. He won a Division II championship with Florida Southern.
Right.
All right. So it's Les, me, Riley, Felix Tertullian, Andre Gaddy, and Calvin Hicks.
Yeah,
we're all supposed to go to Erasmus.
What?
That's right. We all grew up together. We all grew up together.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would have been a powerhouse. Oh my goodness.
It's crazy, man. And Riley never played basketball.
Yeah, he played handball. He
was a handball player, man.
We couldn't get Riley to play basketball, man.
But he got big in high school, man. Before you know it, man, he was a wrecking ball. Oh man, it was crazy. Just but that age group, man, we're all like that's like 6 guys, 6'5" or bigger, man. So you know, and I say to people all the time, and it's like I would have probably ended up being the two guard. Felix would have been the point. Les would have kept his jumper because we had Riley down low.
That's true though.
And then
That's
Andre
true. I would
Gaddy.
have kept my jumper.
But then I sit back and say, well, damn, where you put Calvin Hicks?
Calvin Hicks going to take over everything.
Oh, we have to sit Riley.
You know that.
Les, we have to sit Riley.
I think Kel would have been our center. Man,
Right.
no, he would have been the power forward. His Gaddy would have been the center.
So Riley, we would have had to sit Riley.
You would have had to.
Yeah.
Riley wasn't ready at the time.
Yeah, because I was definitely still doing my thing. So shit.
But I want to tell you though, there's two people on earth that knew how to stop Riley Clarita. Just two people. That's me and Les.
What?
Nobody else knew how to stop him, man. I could block Riley's shot with no problem. But when he get on that court when we was playing, he was just so powerful they couldn't handle him. But we grew up with him, so we knew how to play him, man. That was easy, man. That's funny. No disrespect. I tell him if y'all want, but that's the same thing I say about Albert King. There's not that many people knew how to play Albert, but I knew how to play him because I played with him all the time.
Right.
I know how to play him. You know, you don't know how to play him, he's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's just crazy, man. But yeah, man, all of us grew up together, man, and good old Flatbush, man. It's crazy.
But yo, Keith, the real deal is like all we go. If he's posting me up, I say, I know your mother. You know what I mean? I know your mother. Okay, so okay, Les. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So
man.
and then his brother ends up being a little beast. You know?
Oh yeah.
I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah. So yo, fellas, man, we could go on forever with this, man. But
Absolutely.
But definitely, man, like I had said, Keith, man, appreciate you. Really happy that you were able to come on and share your experiences with us. And I mean, we went just so much into everything that we might have missed some things, but there'll be other moments where we can, sit down and fellowship again. But like I said before, I appreciate you coming. I want to thank you for coming in.
My highlight of you two guys is when I ran into y'all in Nero. Y'all was on a stacked team. Y'all just came up with championship the year before, I think. I don't know, but y'all had a stacked house team, and nobody knew who I was. And I was going down the middle, laying people up, finger rolls, all kind of stuff. And I think Jake, I remember Jake. Jake played with y'all too, right?
Right. Jake played with us. Yeah. Big Jake. Yep.
That's when me and him became tight. Because I remember one time taking him to the basket and finger roll and laid it over his hand. He plays catching and punching. And I got an and one on him. Yeah. After that, next thing I know, I ran into him again. He asked me to play with the Brew Crew. That's how I got with the Brew Crew through Skip. Because he was playing with the guys from Queens, the Brew Crew, after leaving y'all.
Oh, okay.
I thought Jake was a pro. I was like, yo, this dude's about 6'4", 6'5", crazy, like chiseled body, to jump. I'm like, yo. But, we became cool after that. Me and Jake.
Right. Jake's a good guy, man.
Yeah, Jake's a real good guy. Jake's a real good Matter of fact, we need to interview Jake, man.
Yeah, I talked to him. I talked to him last week, Les.
Yeah, we need to interview Jake, man.
Yeah. He's finished the house in North Carolina. He finished building it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still looking around. We hung out a little bit because we were maybe about 5 minutes from here. We hung out a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
Jake's crazy, man.
Jake is good people, bro.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I told you again, mention my name to him, bro. Mention my name.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
So listen, man, it's good talking with you guys, man. For another episode, it's your boy A Short, Les Miller. Peace to you all.
Okay.